So we're live. Okay. And then let's get it all pulled up on Facebook.
Okay, I found it.
Awesome. Me too. Okay. So it looks like
The sound's on.
Yep, we'll check the sound.
Technology
already.
today, got
Yes.
everything.
Yep. All right. Well, hello and welcome back to another episode of WCN Live on Facebook here in our break room. I'm your usual host, Julia, the Marketing and Social Media Specialist.
Welcome back. I'm Kristen Weaver, Director of Operations.
And today we are joined by
Dennis Winkler, and I'm with St. Anthony's Parish in Elmendorf, and I'm glad to be here. Thank y'all for inviting us, or inviting me to be here today.
Good to have you.
Yeah, we're excited to have you.
Great.
We can bet that this conversation will be a blast. We're going to be talking all about the St. Anthony Catholic Church Men's Club Casino Night, which is their big annual fundraiser
Right.
for the St. Anthony Catholic Church Parish out in Elmendorf. So before we get into today's talk, we'd like to thank our sponsor, Price Chrysler Dodge Ram and Jeep, here in Floresville, Texas. They're located on Highway 181, and their brand new facilities are open, and they're encouraging folks to come on out and visit them. They even have, and I thought this was cute because I got the pleasure of going to visit them to talk with, I forgot his name, Dustin, Mr. Dustin, and outside in the front they have this like rock, and so they park a Jeep on there,
right.
and I'm not
I've
sure if they
seen that.
switch it out every so often, but it's so cute because it's like the classic little Jeep rock pose.
Nice.
So really nice. If you're interested in shopping cars or careers, you can visit pricecdrj.com, where you will find they are hiring for all positions, including service.
That's the new dealership
Yeah.
here.
It
is.
Wow, beautiful
So,
facility.
It is.
Price Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, and Jeep.
They've got it all.
Yeah. I know, they've got it all. So thank you, Price. And per usual, we're going to draw a comment contest winner. So if you don't know what that is, every week we're live, and you have the chance to tune in and comment on our video while we're live. So if you do that, you leave us a comment while we're live, you get entered to win during the next video. So that means we'll draw from the pool of names, folks who commented on last week's video.
That's right.
Today to see who won the prize from last week's guest.
If you'll do us the honors.
Who was last week's guest? I just blanked. The Wilson County Public Libraries. I'm so sorry. It's been a long morning already.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they gave us a technology bag, and let's see who won.
Lynette Best Gray.
Congratulations.
Oh, congrats, Lynette.
Very nice.
All right. So I'll make sure your name stays nice and safe over here. Lynette, be looking out for a Facebook message from me, not from the Wilson County News, but from me, with instructions to pick up your prize, which again is a tech bag donated by the Wilson County Public Libraries, who was our guest last week, telling us about their summer fun. So congrats, Lynette. And now that we've gotten all that stuff out of the way, we can get into the actual
The real
interview.
stuff.
Yeah. So let's start over with who are you and where are you from?
Okay, my name is Dennis Winkler. I'm with St. Anthony's Catholic Church in Elmendorf. I've lived in Elmendorf community for about 36 years. In fact, my children went through a grade school and high school and went to St. Anthony's also. Of course, they've all since moved on and have their families. And of course, fun part, gave us grandchildren.
Yeah.
So that's the fun part.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I get to enjoy that, and plus the whole Elmendorf community area, it's just a little bit out of the big city, and just a nice community living, and also growing at this time as many new home subdivisions now opening, so expect to see a lot more moving into the community, and hopefully to St. Anthony's
come to church.
Catholic Church.
That's right. Wow.
Yeah, so that's very cool. Seems like you're really well rooted in your community.
Very.
So how long, can you give us like an estimate of years, how long you've been going to St. Anthony's, or part of the
Well,
parish?
basically, for the most part, we've lived there 36 years. Prior to that, we moved from Houston, and we probably went to St. Benedict's a little bit, but roughly about 35 years I've been going to church at St. Anthony's.
Pretty
So,
amazing.
right,
Yeah.
it's amazing how that time is going by.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a bit scary when,
Yeah.
when you think about it.
Sure.
Yeah, and so we understand that you're here today representing a specific organization of St. Anthony's Parish.
Right. I am the president of St. Anthony's Men's Club.
Okay.
So one of the many organizations that support St. Anthony's Catholic Church.
All right. And so before we get into talking more about the men's club, can you tell us a little bit about St. Anthony's itself? Like maybe how long has it been there? Or
Well, you know, there is a long, rich history. It would take us this whole interview period
Yeah.
to cover.
Yeah.
So I will try to share some of the highlights. But, you know, if you can think back in the late 1800s, when Elmendorf was starting to flourish because of the new railways that were coming into the Sispanco,
Yeah.
Elmendorf area, the growth was there, and the visiting pastors that used to come to help and say masses, they had to do it in the homes of residents in those days.
Yeah, wow.
And so that going on for amount of time into growth, the pastors doing this, and Father Chapa Lard, I believe was his name, went appealed to the Archbishop for permission to build a church in Elmendorf. And it was approved, and at that time, and with the help of many of the community members, a church was built and established in 1896.
Okay.
And
Wow.
it was the patron saint, Saint Anthony da Padua, was the church that was dedicated to. And if you think back, and you know, Saint Anthony being in the 1200 century, was a very influential speaker, and could really motivate the crowd, and was just a great saint. And also, if you think back, and many of us probably pray to him today, because he's one that when you lose something that you go to and pray to help you find that item. So we're very proud to have him as our patron saint. But anyway, to move along a little bit, that church lasted till about 1917.
Wow.
And then a second church was built, and once it was constructed, they used the wood from the previous church, auctioned it off to help pay the debt down on the second church. But interesting enough, that church, built in 1917, lasted 57 years,
Wow.
provided service to the community and the parishioners,
Yeah.
because in 1984, the church basic layout that we have today, the church was built.
Huh.
And then later remodeled in 1989 with the bell tower, the metal roof, and the brick that you see today. So,
Yeah. Make it more durable.
right. So there's a lot of history, and we also, I don't know if you remember, but 2021 we celebrated the 125
Right.
Yeah, I have the
anniversary,
t-shirt.
Jubilee anniversary. So
That was a good year.
that was very exciting.
It was.
Yeah, and that was a beautiful celebration
Yes,
too.
it was.
It was
Yes,
the
it
outdoor mass. And
Yeah, Father
parts of it.
Anthony's vision, he had a lot to add to
Yes.
make that a very beautiful event.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
especially coming out of 2020 and all that we'd been through, it was quite a phenomenal success, I'd say,
Right.
for the anniversary.
So just a great time for St.
Yeah.
Anthony's Parish.
that is. And so now that we've kind of covered some of the history of the church, how does the men's club fit into that picture?
Well, the men's club is one of, I think I said earlier, 10 to 12 organizations that support the church and Father Anthony. But later, you know, going back a little bit in history, 1978, Father Fernandez was experienced again the growth in Elmendorf and the parish doubling in size, and so Fernandez at that time said, yeah, I needed to be able to depend on more volunteers. So he had the vision of establishing the men's club. And so at that time, he was able to do that and create that organization, which is wasn't new to other parishes, of course.
Right.
So he did that, and interesting enough that we still today have 2 charter members from the initial men's club that are still active. I mean, one being Robert Heimer and one being Alfred Minger, which have been, well, 45 plus years.
Wow.
And in fact, we probably wouldn't have one of your employees, Archie Beatrick. He's been in the men's club over 40 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's very exciting. And that kind of, even to that point, we have members, at least 8 members that's been in the men's club over 20 years.
Cool.
And we have about 7 that's been in over 10 years. So, and then plus
Fantastic.
we're always trying to attract
Recruit
new members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it sounds like a strong organization.
Yeah,
Very.
With your longevity.
I have what is the point of bringing all of, your parish's men together into this community? What do y'all do?
Well, first of all, I mean, we're a direct support function for the pastor, or today, Father Anthony.
Yeah.
So what priorities Father has and sees and visions he brings to us, if we can, whether it involves maintenance or repairs or fundraiser or participating in different events, that's the responsibility of the men's club. And I must say, over the years, you go back, the previous men's club, they have done some phenomenal things. I mean, the barbecue pits they built, very well done.
Oh, I didn't know that y'all had built those.
I can't take credit for that, but those
club
the
did.
men's club did this, and great job, and moved pavilions from one spot to other. So they've done a lot in the past. I mean, and there's many things that we aspire to continue to do.
Very cool. It seems like y'all help with a lot of that, things that need to get done, the heavy lifting.
Right. Well, yeah. A lot of times you say it, but a lot of times we provide the muscle if needed to get it done. And again, we may, with the funds from these different fundraisers, we may use that to hire outside organization or companies to do something that's maybe beyond our scope of work or skill sets, and so on.
Yeah. Well, that's really cool.
Yeah,
That's really cool. And so, speaking of events and activities, we've got some signs up here you may have seen. We hear that you have a casino night planned for later this month.
We do. Our casino night is probably one of our biggest fundraisers and probably most fun of all the events, because it's not only, we don't have to do a lot of work. I mean, maybe preparation, but we can also participate and so on. But our casino night starts out at 6 o'clock on May the 20th this year. And we start with a fantastic meal, of course, grilled pork steak, cheese, mashed potatoes, green beans, and we'll probably even have some strawberry cheesecake as a little dessert, and so on. Plus, all the drinks and refreshments are also available. And that starts, and that's from basically 6 to 7 p.m. After that, the gambling part begins, and that's a fun, the real fun part, I would say. We provide as part of it $1,000 in chips as part of the ticket and meal for the event and so on. So the event, I got to say, Casino Fun is the name of the company that provides it, and they've done it for several years for us. They're very professional. Their dealers are just phenomenal for us, being friendly, knowledgeable, And I think probably what's most important thing is they're patient.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah.
so this is where I encourage anybody watching today, or maybe thinking on the edge, trying to decide, do I want to go to this kind of function or not?
Mhm.
I consider it because this is, you experience, the excitement of going to a real casino, but the big difference is here, there's no pressure.
Mhm.
You can come and enjoy. If you're not an avid gambler, or if you don't know anything about gambling, period, you can come to a table or slot machine. It's pretty simple, but if you get into other things like blackjack, whatever, roulette, the dealers, again, are patient, and they'll take the time and walk you through it
Mhm.
time and time again. So
Yeah.
there's no fear. Just
Yeah.
come and enjoy. And many of those that experience it, just very happy that they get to learn
Mhm.
in this kind of environment. And maybe I was in the go out, step out in the future and go to a real casino.
Yeah.
But here it doesn't cost them any money. But the other
Right.
good part of it is the chips that we provide, with the original ticket, you get $1,000 in chips.
Mhm.
Well, if you're having so much fun, you exhausted that already. You can buy another $1,000 for chips for $10, or you can buy $3,000 chips for $20,
Mhm.
Wow.
and
You can play all
gamble the
night.
whole evening.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
at the end, when it's over, whatever chips you got, you can cash them in for tickets,
Mhm.
and then put them in for our final casino drawing,
Okay.
where you can win a 3-day fishing trip at Port O'Connor,
Oh, neat. Some good
or
prizes.
a big screen TV,
Mhm.
or large grill,
Oh,
or
very nice.
Casino Fund will also sponsor a 2-table casino in your home if you
Right.
had a special event you wanted
Oh,
to. So
Good
that's the
prizes,
fourth prize.
yeah.
So you'll be drawing 4 different.
Things at the
Prizes?
right at the end of
Cool.
the
Mhm.
and again what I didn't mention, or want to mention again or elaborate, is the silent auction
Mhm.
is the other part of it, which
Oh,
is so
right.
much fun.
That is a fun event.
Right, you can enjoy it. It's interesting. I mean,
Mhm.
we may have new items, old items,
Mhm.
used items, antiques or faddish kind of items,
Mhm.
but that is a lot of the guests enjoy that, and
Mhm.
it brings in good revenue for the night and so on. So we everybody enjoys that
Yeah.
part,
Yeah,
the
and
most
then
part.
I also see, just on this big poster that we have, we've covered that you're having those 4 casino prizes, your silent auction, but I also see a 52 card draw listed
Mhm.
there.
Right. And what that really means is during the event, the gambling, we may have other gifts that we want to auction off, like maybe a bracelet or a necklace,
Mhm.
or
Yeah.
some type of real nice item.
Mhm.
And what they do is they go around the tables, and everybody that wants to get in pays $20 for a card.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or if they have a smaller item, maybe it's
Yeah.
$10 for a card.
Okay.
And then they draw, at the end, they draw that card, and they're the winner,
They're the
either
winner.
of that gift
Cool.
or
And that's like
Yeah.
from your typical deck of
50.
cards.
Right,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh,
Exactly.
okay.
So that, everybody has a great time in doing
Mhm.
that.
Yeah. And so the price of a ticket is $50, right?
Price of a ticket's
Mhm.
$50.
And
Okay.
where can you find them?
Well, what we have found is easiest, we have 3 people that are responsible to go to purchase tickets.
Mhm.
One of them is Dennis Migo, who is our
Okay.
treasurer, and his phone number is 210-275-1566. Or Felice Salinas,
Okay.
her number is 210-865-3893. And Norma Tietzman, 210-317-8118. And they are very friendly and helpful, and can answer any question you have pertaining to our casino
Mhm.
night.
Yeah. And we do have this event posted on the Go Wilson 360 community calendar. So if you want to refer back to some of that information, and be looking for it also in the Wilson County News, where it's advertised, and I'm sure we'll have a brief on that very soon too. So to refer you
Great.
to some of those
you.
resources where you can find their phone numbers.
And I'm just typing out
Mhm.
these names and phone numbers for our comments
Yeah.
section real quick,
Great.
so that y'all will be able to copy and paste a number into your phone
Mhm.
dialer thing.
And give them a call to get
yeah,
some
give them a
tickets.
call.
Right, yeah, most definitely,
Mhm.
they'll be glad to take your call.
Oh, great. Sherry Manti says she can't wait. She has her ticket and she's ready to go.
Oh, yeah, good deal.
Fantastic.
All right. I think I got all those names spelled correctly. If not, I
Mhm.
apologize, but I'm going to go ahead and post that comment so that y'all can
Good.
find it.
Get that out there.
So, all right. And so I wanted to ask another question about your casino night, other than all of this fun casino games going on, the drawing, silent auction, the prizes at the end, and your meal. What else should folks expect? You know, will there be music? How about if they finish the drink that comes with their meal? What do
Yeah.
they do?
Very good question.
Mhm.
I mean, the whole evening after the meal, there's no music.
Okay.
There's enough noise and sound there.
Of all the gaming.
Yeah.
Gaming going on
Mhm.
and the silent auction. But there's refreshments and drinks that are provided for the rest of the evening.
Oh, good.
So
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
that's great, and just again, action-packed, fun evening.
Mhm.
And so what is this bullet point up here that says setups available for bring your own beer?
Right, bring your own bottle. If somebody wants to bring their own liquor, we have the drinks, whatever mixers they want to use available for them.
Okay. Cool. Okay.
Right.
Good to know. Should they, call ahead if they're planning to do something like that, or does it really matter?
No,
Okay.
they don't have to call ahead, not at all.
Awesome. And I know we asked this before we went live on camera. Sorry, you guys. But would you say this is a relatively kid-friendly event? Like maybe you want to go, but you just can't find someone to watch.
Yeah, it very much is. Primary, most of the time it is majority adults, but I mean, if they want to bring their children, I mean, it's a church event.
Mhm.
That's true.
Right,
Yeah,
that's
There's a
a fun-
it's gonna be
meal
family
and
friendly.
Right.
refreshments.
Right.
And like you said, your the Casino Fun company, you had mentioned earlier that they're really patient. They'll teach you how to play the game.
Yeah.
So
All right,
Mhm.
they're fantastic. I mean,
Right.
I think that's what really makes this event, and so on that everybody can enjoy it.
yeah, well,
And-
sweet.
That's true.
Right, because you had casino night and it was only professionals, you wouldn't have much of a crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
All right, all right. So we've already asked about the tickets. Let's see what's next on my list. Why are y'all putting on this event? You mentioned that it's your really
Well,
big fundraiser.
Yeah, this is one of the big fundraisers for the men's club. Maybe I didn't mention earlier, but we do the Lenten fish fries during Lent. That's one of our big events. Also, we do 4 fish fries during Lent on Friday, and then after Lent, we also do a Easter egg hunt for the youngsters at church on Easter Sunday.
Yeah.
So this casino night is our main event, but I'm sure of a couple other things before I elaborate on casino night totally. Also, as part of the community, our treasurer, Dennis Migo, heads up quarterly blood drives with San Antonio Blood and Tissue Center at our facility. Plus, we participate in the Christmas Elmendorf parade and those kind of things. So
yeah, down at the city park.
we're trying to be involved in the community, and I mean, the church is definitely, and my part is key to the community.
Yes, absolutely.
And but anyway, getting back to Casino Night is our major fundraiser, and all the proceeds from these events go back into the church. I mean,
Okay.
whatever we're sponsoring, for instance, right now, project we're looking at improving the guttering on the parish hall. We're also in the process of working on the improving the kneelers and benches at our OLPH, Our Lady of Perpetual Help, our mission church.
Right.
Right.
So we're in the
Nice.
process of doing that. It's been a long time coming, but they've asked the men's club, and we've got that in process. And we're also involved right now in the planning stages, but St. Anthony Church, along with Father and Finance Committee and Parish Council, are looking at planning, well, in the planning stage of constructing a new restroom for the church, which would be an addition, add-on to next to the church, but tied to the church, but will be much larger, updated, very accessible for the elderly and the handicapped.
Wow.
So that's we're not, the whole church is funding that, but we're part of it to support it and so on. So
Wonderful.
those are some of the big things that you see happening that are just a fun part about participating in these organizations to support the parish and the church.
And to see it take shape.
Absolutely.
That's
Right.
nice.
Yeah.
Right.
And then while we're talking about the church and supporting it, this is kind of unrelated, but we do have an ad in the paper this week that St. Anthony's is looking to hire a bookkeeper.
Mm-hmm.
So do check out the classified ads section in the
right.
Help Wanted, which I think is first this week. We switch up the order of how the classified categories run
Okay.
every week or so. So you can look in Help Wanted for more information about that. But now let's kind of talk about, maybe some folks have already made plans for this night, but they are still really enthusiastic about wanting to support the cause, help the church. Are there any other ways that they could do that?
Most definitely. I think one of we talked about it a little bit before the interview, but support our silent auction. If you have an item that's around the house or that you think would be a great item, call Dennis or Felice or Norma and let them know that you want to present that, and that would be great. Also, you can sponsor various tables, gambling tables, whether it's slot machines or blackjack or roulette, whatever, and those sponsorships go from $100 to $400 a table. Wow. And your name or organization will be recognized above the table as supporting this event and so on. So that definitely, and we already have some donors already that have done sponsored some of these, so that's a big help.
Sponsoring a gaming table?
Right.
Okay, cool.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Great. So there's a few other ways.
Right, and then there's
Yeah.
also major sponsorships. If you want to do a large table, we call it our diamond table. It comes with 8 tickets, and it's $1,000. If you have an organization or company that you want to major sponsor and be a major sponsor, you can. We have a gold table at $750 for 6 tickets, and or silver $500 for 4 tickets. And again, your company or family is recognized, and plus, there's few other extras that go with it, but it's a real nice thing to support the event, and usually all the tables are sold out right away.
Right.
So if you got any interest, please contact
Speak
us.
up now.
Absolutely. And to do something like that, would they just call the same numbers?
Same
Yeah.
individuals,
All right.
most definitely.
Awesome. All right. Well, this sounds like it's going to be a blast, as the title of today's video implies. But let's go back to the men's club and talk more about what y'all do. You said you've been a part of it for quite a while now.
Well, yeah, I've been part of the men's club for probably going on 5 to 6 years.
Yeah.
And again, the men's club, as I look at, to me, it's very special because, God has blessed many of us, tenfold, and this gives you an opportunity to give back.
Yeah.
So I think this is, and much of this we probably take for granted, so this is an opportunity, but also I think, if you're, and I you share this with others, if you got time or if you want to make time to get involved in this, because again, it's you get a personal satisfaction out of contributing and the camaraderie of the whole team working together. A lot of these men, help each other on any parish project and or sometimes personally. So
it's a good
it's a great organization. So I encourage you to if you're interested, ask parishioners about the men's club.
So, does it cost anything to join the club?
Yeah, we have a $10 annual fee,
Yeah.
and so on.
But I hear that comes with a special hat.
Right.
you know.
Of course, you get a cap and an apron
Yes.
that's provided.
Sweet.
Plus, you have to provide a white long sleeve shirt and a polo shirt, and we have all the embroidering done on it for you.
That's
So
nice.
that's part of it. And again, we have monthly meetings every third Wednesday of the month at 6:30 in the parish hall, and where we address either previous business or what we're working on, or new projects that Father may have, and that type of deal. And plus, we have a little time for fun. Every one of these meetings we have a full meal that a couple of the members put together, so that we rotate on the
sweet.
meals.
It's
and-
nice.
You have kind of like hosts.
Right,
Yeah.
each one hosts the meal, and that rotates.
That's
And then we have our annual Christmas party with the
Mhm.
spouses can attend, and which is a fun time,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
that type of deal. And I must mention, the men's club is a men's club, but many spouses help out at these fundraisers,
Right.
especially the Lenten fish fries. I mean, my wife and wives of many are there helping us make it happen.
Right.
So,
Absolutely.
Cool.
so that's
Is there like an age limit to join?
just being 18 years of age, and
All right.
you're able to join.
Yeah.
And again, if you're working or if you're retired, we can make it happen if you can with your time.
Great.
And I encourage you, if you're interested, in come to one of our meetings as my guest. Enjoy the meal, sit back, observe the meeting, meet the other members, and then think about the next meeting if you want to come back and join.
All right.
So that's my personal invitation to anybody out there.
Great.
Well, sweet.
And yes, again, that's the third Wednesday of every month at 6:30 p.m. in the parish hall.
Okay.
So, yeah, I was about to ask, when is that again? Well, awesome. Okay. And lastly, I want to ask where folks can find more information about your casino night, the church, or the men's club if they're looking to learn more.
Okay, well, again, Forest Casino Night, I would encourage you to call the three people I mentioned, Dennis Meagle at 210-275-1566, or Felice at 210-865-3893, or again, Norma Tietzman at 210-317-8118. These are the pros at our casino night, and they're willing to most definitely help you and answer your questions.
Sweet.
Now, to answer your questions about St. Anthony's Church, I would say probably the best way, again, is talking to parishioners, but also you can go to St. Anthony's website, which is santanthonyelmendorf.com.
Right.
And you can find out about major events and just what's going on in the parish. So it's a great website, and so on. And then, of course, more information on the men's club. Again, I encourage you to talk to parishioners, but also you're free to call me, Dennis Winkler, at 210-445-0861.
Wonderful.
Great. Well, thank you.
Most welcome. Thank you for having me here. It's a pleasure and informative and interesting at best.
Yeah, it's been a
been.
very fun conversation. I'm sure a lot of folks are going to be looking forward to having fun at the actual event. I know we were just talking about this before, but I'm so upset. I'm graduating that day, so I won't be able to go. So y'all might just have to go for me, and you'll have to, reach out on Facebook. Let me know how it went.
Very good. Well,
Yeah.
we're
We'd
sorry
love to be there.
you're not going to be there with us,
Sad.
Well.
Hate how that lines up, but yeah. Well, thank you again so much for joining us today, for being our guest on the show, and sharing about all this fun stuff and opening up the invitation to our community.
Right. Well, thank you for inviting me again, and also bringing attention to St. Anthony's Catholic Church in Elmendorf, and so on. And again, a very growing community there, so you're welcome to our church.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And as always, thank you guys for joining us today for our WCN Live number 151 with St. Anthony Catholic Church Men's Club. And you said you're the president,
Right.
Dennis Winkler. And so if you missed anything today, be sure to go back, rewatch some of these sections. We talked all about their casino night that's planned for May 20th. And you can get $50 tickets by calling any of the 3 numbers that are
listed in the comments.
Repeated multiple times and listed in the comments. So definitely check them out. And be sure to check out our sponsor as well. Thank you to Price Chrysler Dodge Ram Jeep in Floresville for sponsoring today's video. They are hiring for all positions, and their new facilities in Floresville off of Highway 181, kind of right next to the Richardson Brothers dealership.
That's right.
It's now open, so they're encouraging y'all to come visit, enjoy some free coffee, and shop for cars and careers, either there at their physical location or at pricecdrj.com. So thank you, Price. Thank you guys for joining us, and we hope to see everyone next Wednesday at 10 a.m. for our next episode.
Yeah, we'll see you then.
Bye.
Thank
Bye.
you. Thank you for having us.
No problem.